You could tonify yourself. You could strengthen yourself. You could replenish your energy, because it's a fountain. It's life until the last flicker, and then who knows? So we won't touch that subject. We've got plenty of subject matter right here. But it's a continuation. So, you know, rest outside of food, rest is always the right thing to do when you're ill and injured, and nobody does that. They don't want to miss a day of work. They don't want to, whatever, you know, that rest actually outside of the nourishing food, or how about both? But, you know, so, you know, rest and drink the bone broth.
Sleep.
Yes, sleep. Sleep is so important. Because what happens when we sleep? All the blood goes back to the organs to recover, and the body is in a process of rest and digest. And that's how we build our blood, and that's how our function, that's how we heal. That's how we heal. And so, otherwise, if you're not in that state, you're in fight and flight, which is a nervous wreck. That means you're frying your system. You're not healing. You're not recovering. You're aging, and you're wearing yourself down. Why do that? Who wants to be young, forever young?
There's nobody young here.
Hey!
Well, you're probably the youngest one here. I probably do.
So,
About that.
it's a cycle of life, and that brings me to my my visual. It's a cycle of life. We're connected. Everything that we do passes through us throughout time. It's a cycle. That's 100 years right here in this picture. 100 years of wisdom. 100 years. San Diego. What would that have been? 2000, I don't know what. 10, probably. And,
Nico was 1 year old.
oh, was he only one? I thought he was 3. Oh, grandfather was 101 and Nico was 1.
Yeah.
And look how he's teaching him, tapping the cane. And Nico remembers this. He said, grandfather said, bow wow, and he would clap. He would clap for him. If he could do nothing else, he would clap for him. Because otherwise you get down on the floor and they do somersaults together, you know, and flip them. And then we had to flip them for them, because we were all flipped. You
They
know?
had a connection. They had a good connection.
Yes, yes. And that's the cycle. That's the cycle. And the wisdom and the love that gets passed through the generations, the traditions, our cultures that are taught just through the cycle of life. And if we can get in touch with that for ourselves and answer maybe the ancestry, maybe you gotta get the family tree and find out what, who, why those roots created you. Where did you come from? I mean, that's it. What?
I said I was a mistake.
No, there are no mistakes. To me, you weren't.
To my mom, I was.
But that's the wisdom, isn't it? The answer to that question, Harriet, is we don't know. I don't think we have all the answers, and we certainly, I don't, even if I had a crystal ball, who can predict the future? You know? And why bother, you know, hassling yourself about the past? I think you can learn from the past, and you can learn from experience. But don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. And don't be afraid. Because they're excuses. It'd be better to choose mindfulness. What the practice of mindfulness is that you use your senses to be here now. You can listen. Music will make you mindful. You can hear the ringing of the bell. You can smell the rose instead of walking by. what roses? Like, even through the rose garden, you're like, don't even bother to come down and say, ah, I can sense that. You can taste. You can taste your food. You can prepare your food with love and then eat it mindfully. Chew your food and touch. Why do I think massage is so powerful? Well, because it's been practiced around the world throughout time and it's healing. But many people have never really been touched. And when you touch someone and they feel it, there's a sensation. And the sensation goes, oh, I'm alive. I mean, or whatever it says, or, you know, or that hurts, or that feels good, but it's that when you touch, when you contact, that's I'm alive. And we should all do things every day to say, I'm alive. And it's actually just opening your eyes. When you open your eyes in the morning, you've got a new day. You've got a whole new day to do your best. And so that brings me to the Tao Te Ching. And Lao Tzu, verse 10, limitations.
What is the
Beautiful
Tao
book.
Te Ching? What is it?
Well, this is Lao Tzu. He's
It's poetry or?
well, Chinese medicine in general is poetic. But yes, it's a national treasure. I mean, it's a work of art, and you can look at it at the break. So, but you know, you're talking philosophy and a lot of things going into this. When embracing the unity of mind, body, emotions, and spiritual being, can we transcend our fragmentations without leaving a trace? When Qigong sculpts sinew suppleness, can our flesh become soft as a newborn babe? Can we cleanse the inner vision, leaving mind in spiritual purity? Can our affairs of the heart and our affairs of state be so unconditional that we grant unqualified permissibility? Can the gate to yin be opened without inviting yang? Can our reasoning mind be purged of coercion, allowing our heart its unfettered joy? Can we act like every other species, seeking no reward, taking no pride, guiding without enslaving? Such is our vision of the great integrity on whose path we have at last planted both feet, ready to move step by step until we arrive at the great unfettered gate. I found that this morning by accident. It was actually just marked at that page. Did I just lose it? But that's what I'm talking about. That's why we're here. It's mind, body, spirit. And it's the endeavor to accomplish, to cultivate inner peace. Peace on earth. That's what I got out of this. That took me, straight there. And it's because of the love. It's because that's a secret ingredient. These are what I call the secret ingredients, and you should put them in your soup, and in your salad, and in your smoothie. And I'm joking, but I'm serious. I mean, it's funny, but it's fun. And it's just that easy. It's just so simple. So some people are missing the point and getting too caught up in all the details. If you understand the principles, the details don't matter, and now you can create. That's creativity. That, you know what the structure is, then you're free. You're free to express yourself, your own life, to use your own ingredients, to do something different, to do something new, to do something that has never happened before. And it'll never happen again, too. Everybody wants the same massage they ever had the last time, and I always tell them, forget it. You can go to Massage Envy. Because there's no way. Do you want to take a break? We're gonna take a break every half an hour.
It's been a half hour.
I think so. But you know what? My clock stopped.
Yeah, it was.
That's that.
Yeah, well, we're just getting started. Let's go ahead and move over here, and we're gonna do some fun. Any questions? First quarter. Questions? I have answers.
What did you say?
I have answers.
Oh, can we have questions?
Yes, questions,
Right now?
if you want.
Okay, so my question first is, why bone broth?
Okay, why, can you wait?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten
And
it.
then my second question is, what does microbiome mean?
Okay,
Is that, am I way ahead of you? Because I can wait on both of those.
I can answer that.
okay.
The microbiome is really the bacterial flora, the flora, the microflora in the intestinal tract. Actually, it's all over your body. It's the fact that our DNA that comes from our parents, you know, what we think of as ourself, is actually a very small part of the DNA that one would analyze if we just analyzed everybody's entire DNA. That the majority of it actually belongs to these little microbial beings, okay? And the fact is that your emotions change the microbiome, and your microbiome changes your hormones, your emotion. So it's back and forth and back and forth. And so wherever you start, you know, you can start with the mind, and you're going to affect the microbiome. See, that's where Julia was so entranced by this whole thing. Or you can start with your food, and it so happens that actually dairy, wheat, and sugar grow a particular bacteria called E. coli that has a particular chemical called lipopolysaccharide, which causes a lot of inflammation.
It causes what?
Inflammation.
Okay.
And so what you eat has a huge effect on the microbiome. People who eat virtually only vegetables, no grains, no beans, really, but lots and lots of vegetables, they have a totally different bacterial flora when they look at it. That's where all the studies have come from. They've been analyzing what these bacterial flora are. And that bacterial flora doesn't cause inflammation. No lipopolysaccharide. So.
How about a few chunks?
Take a quick drink and